Welcome to this week's acquisition report here at the CIOPCC. Now, there's not a whole ton of new stuff, but I did pick up 5 items, and I figure 5 items is enough to talk about for 1 week. Let's start with some storytellers. You know, I had picked up and mentioned earlier the storytellers for Elemental. It's nice to get figures from every Pixar and Disney movie, and one that I did not have any of is Lilo and Stitch. I know, how hard is that to believe? My daughter, one of my daughters, Stitch is like her favorite character of all time. So she's got a ton of them, and I didn't have any in the collection, I realized. So I picked up this 3-pack, mostly because it had Lilo and not just Stitch. So that's one of the things I picked up this week, a nice, reasonable purchase at Target. Another one of the things I picked up this week is hanging here. This is the Simpsons Facts Book. Fun for All came out with this about 23 years ago. But it was destroyed very quickly by them because they weren't really licensed to do it. You'll notice that there are some really cheesy artwork here. This is just the basic artwork that they sent out to everybody, the standard look for the characters. They didn't even spend any time trying to do anything special with this facts book. They just added a keychain to it. Well, the problem with that is Matt Groening actually had the licensing for all of the paper products. And it's still a paper product. Just because they threw a keychain on there did not get them out of that. And so Fox really didn't have the rights to license this. And so they destroyed most of these that were made before they got out to stores. So it's actually a really tough one to come by. Thanks to Gerald, my buddy on one of the Simpsons groups, for mentioning that. And right after he mentioned it, I happened to see one for sale for a really cheap price. So I grabbed one. So if he hadn't mentioned it, I wouldn't have picked it up. The power of collectors and collector communities, nothing quite like it. So that's 2 of the 5. 2 more of them are over here. I had mentioned when I was reviewing the Creature from the Black Lagoon there last week that I still needed to come up with the Phantom of the Opera, and yes, this week I found him. There he is, the Phantom of the Opera. I picked up this one at Meijer, which was kind of surprising. I know that if you have a Meijer around you, they've started to put in a nice NECA display, and mine has quite a bit of stuff. This is the first time I've gotten new stuff since the first round, and one of the other new ones is this Dracula. I don't know why nobody happened to mention this to me. I would have completely missed this if I hadn't been paying close attention. But this Dracula is the Carfax Abbey version. This is him in his tuxedo with his top hat. I picked this one up in the black and white. I'm sure there'll be a color version around too, but the black and white version, since I had been picking up most of these in color, I like to switch back and forth between them, and so I thought the 2 Draculas, one in color and one in black and white, look good together. And like I said, I've been rearranging my Universal Monsters here. I've got the other couple more to pull down to this shelf somehow and free up some space on a different shelf. So that's 4 of the 5. The 5th one is actually something that I picked up, oh good goodness, weeks ago. And I don't think I ever mentioned it when I picked it up. It is the Living Dead doll for Wednesday. From the Addams Family, trying to get her there where you can see her face. It's really cute, like all the Living Dead dolls. This is by Mezco. And I snagged it, not because I collect Living Dead dolls, but I love the show. And I thought, you know, we're not going to get a whole lot of stuff from the show, so I better grab that. So that was my 5 acquisitions this week. Let me know what you came up with, what cool stuff you added to your collection. Make sure you subscribe. And I will talk to you on Monday when I do another one of my top 10s. Have a great weekend.